probably four areas that we'll talk about today. One is the coaching area. Second thing is recruiting, tomorrow's talent. Third thing is medical, and the fourth area is physical fitness and that. And they're probably the four sides on the sporting side of the business that are touched by data now. But when you're spending so much money on the small population, it becomes really relevant. So we've got qualitative, how does this guy look, how does this guy feel? But now we've got this bank of data over 15, 18 years that allow us to say, okay, when we put a player in this situation at this time of the year, in this position, we can do predictive modeling to say we should get this type of outcome. That's the model that we're after. And we're probably 5 steps of 10 towards that. But this, in the coaching space, and particularly in the medical space, that has allowed us to re-engineer what we think talent is about and how do we get the most out of it. Too often we recruit talent when we need it. Some of the best sports teams in the world that I've worked with and had time with find talent when they don't need it. All right? And when we talk about the evolution of data in sport, what it has allowed us to do is capture 10,000 games a year, look at the nuances of individual players, and then find tomorrow's talent in that. So if we think about it, 13,000 players, 534 teams, 36 leagues, you're only signing 3 or 4. So who are you saying no to, and why are you saying no to? So sport has never been in a situation before where you've got so many players of so big value who can move and decide whether they're successful or not. So like any business, what would you do? You would risk manage. So risk management traditionally has been qualitative. I take an experienced guy who knows the sport inside and out. How do we use now? How do I combine him with data and that? So, 2 of the guys I've recruited, one came from an insurance model, one came from Goldman Sachs, okay? Ran the analytics department. Why? Because neither of them have worked in football, but they bring a different perspective on a traditional problem. So this is how you take data that's been used by anoraks and people didn't want to talk to them, coaches, etc. Take the guys with the cloth cap who have got 50 years of experience and bring them together, okay? And both parties get this, all right? And this is, for me, in my 15 years looking at this space, and certainly in sport, the single biggest thing is a translator of content, okay? It's not just about data. It's not just about someone who knows talent. Someone who can translate the two, and that might be a coach, it might be a sporting director, it might be a CEO. And I think in modern business, you pick up the Harvard Business Review, 1 month, every column, every section is about big data. The next one is about human capital and talent and that. Who's going to bring it together? And I think the businesses, certainly in my experience, the businesses that understand the two, they've got a real competitive advantage in that. And you looked at the profile of a championship winning team in any of the big 5 leagues in Europe, a team that competed to win the Champions League. They were guys who were 6'2", 85 to 90 kilos, 8% body fat, and you could have wrote the script of what they looked like, a little bit like the NFL does now. Best team in the world probably now, arguable, certainly the one in the last 5 years. It'd be difficult, certainly in Europe, to say it's not Barcelona, okay? We were tremendously privileged to beat them last year and that, but a brilliant, brilliant team. 534 teams in Europe. Smallest average height team in Europe, 5'6", average height, Barcelona, okay? So they've changed the model. So the calibration then is, okay, are they an outlier? We all know that about statistics and that. Is they an outlier, or are they the future trend? Find the balance between art and science, all right? This is a data conference, this is a data business, but we live in a world of people. 7 billion people interacting. Business is about people. Data is there to drive decision-making and that. Certainly no stats that I've ever encountered will actually score a goal. It's what we do with that information on a human capital level in the communication with the talent that will make the difference of whether that person delivers for us or not. I went to see Moneyball, okay, the guy, Billy Beam, and I was in Oakland, which is where the film is set, and we were having dinner, and I said, listen, I'm going to declare to you, Billy, tomorrow I'm going to the Boston Red Sox, okay, at the time we're World Series champions and that. And I said, I'm not shaking your ideas and sharing it or whatever it is and that. He said, no, he said, no problem. He said, you should meet them guys. He said, they're the worst evil. I thought, oh my God. He said, they're the worst evil to the opposition. And I said, why? He said, they've got money and intelligence, okay? And talent is the intelligence piece, okay? Money is the resources and everything and that. You've got insight now as a business and that. You're going to get foresight in that. But the strength of the business is always about talent. So we're a talent business based around performance that's bringing data into our business. You're a data business that I hope understands performance and embraces talent, because that combination, very powerful, guys.